AITA for not giving my nephew my dog? Just some background info. My 33F sister, 35F, moved in with me and my partner 6 years ago when my nephew Jaden, now 11, was 5. She was going through a really rough breakup with Jaden's father and needed support. She started dating Steve about 2 years ago and they just recently moved in together. About a year after they moved in, I adopted a husky mix named Flynn. My nephew loves Flynn to pieces. Flynn is a very well-behaved but active guy. We have a fenced-in yard for him and we also take him for 2 walks a day. He was kennel trained as a puppy while we were working on potty training. But now that he's older we never lock him in his kennel. The door is just open with his dog bed and toys in so he can lay in there as he pleases. Here is where our issue started. My sister and Jaden just moved in with Steve. Jaden was really sad to be leaving our home, but we tried to make plans so he could come back and visit whenever he wanted and encourage him to give Steve and their new family a chance. Jaden asked me if he could take Flynn to his new house. I was very sympathetic and had a serious conversation with him about it. But I told him the answer would have to be no. Steve is afraid of big dogs. He always avoided Flynn while visiting in our home and would make comments about keeping him in his cage. Also, as much as my nephew loves Flynn, he was never responsible for his care in any way, and I don't think he understands how much responsibility it takes. I thought that was the end of the story, but I recently got a phone call from my sister, furious that I wouldn't let Jaden have his dog. She said that Steve wanting to kennel the dog wasn't a deal breaker and I was just being selfish. I explained to my sister that Flynn needs a lot of exercise. We have a large, fenced-in yard. She does not. We take him for multiple walks a day and we never keep him locked in his kennel. At this point he's 5 years old. He hasn't been locked away in his kennel since he was a puppy potty training. She argued with me that he would only be in the kennel until Jaden got home from school and overnight. That's the majority of the day? And that she would make Jaden walk him. I told her that I was sorry, but Flynn is my dog and I'm not budging. She told me that I'm not welcome in her home anymore and that I'm no longer allowed to see my nephew. This is not behavior that's normal for my sister, and it's made me wonder AITA for not just giving my nephew my dog. NTA Flynn was never your nephew's dog, and keeping a high-energy dog locked in a cage all day is terrible. If her boyfriend is afraid of big dogs, then they can get your nephew a little dog or a cat that wouldn't be neglected to a cage for the majority of the day. If this isn't normal behavior for her, then keep an eye on that boyfriend. I'm saddened by this. You took your sister in when she needed you, and her thank you was trying to take away your dog 'cause her kid wanted it? She clearly doesn't understand what it takes to have a dog, and I would worry for any dog she might own in the future. Now, putting this aside, this is your dog. You trained him. You feed him. You take care of him on a daily basis. Loving a dog is not enough to provide him with a happy and healthy lifestyle. Even more so when talking about huskies and their relatives, as they are known for their high levels of energy. You are his home. Don't let anyone make you think otherwise. Your sister owes you an apology. Oh yeah. And NTA. ETA. Wow, thanks for all the rewards, guys. I'm happy to see people seem to agree. Caring for a 4-legged fella is no easy job, and loving them is the treat we get as a reward after doing all the hard work. Not the other way around. NTA. A 11-year-old kid cannot take the responsibility about a dog. You are a very careful dog owner and your decision is absolute correct. NTA also. Get your dog chipped if he's not. Cameras around the house. And the door locks changed. We have heard many Many stories on this subreddit about people stealing pets they feel entitled to. You absolutely do not want her just coming and taking the dog while you're out. And if she does, you need proof in the form of footage and a chip. NTA. I'm guessing your sister is having an emotional reaction to the fact that her son isn't enjoying the move and is asking to go back to yours. Maybe she was hoping that Flynn moving to theirs would fix everything and is a little desperate. With things not working out. Ultimately, when a pet is included in our lives, we are responsible for making healthy decisions for them, and Flynn staying with you is the healthy decision. I hope your sister calms down and things get back to a relative normal soon. Okay, leaving the kennel stuff out of it. Flynn is your dog. He has always been your dog. What the hell is your sister on about? You generously let her stay in your house and now she thinks she is entitled to your dog? NTA sounds like the transition to Steve's house is going bumpy and she is grasping at straws to smooth the transition. Having a dog and providing what is needed takes a commitment, and I doubt your sister is prepared to provide this right now. Her attentions are probably on meshing the relationships. Frankly, throwing a dog into the mix will just cause unnecessary stress. You're doing her a favor if you don't hand over the leash. Lastly, this is your dog. It's not a toys to pass around. If she wants a dog, she can go adopt one of her own. NTA. Your sister is trying to manipulate you. It's your dog. You would be an asshole if you did give that kid the dog only to have it crated and neglected most if the day. Absolutely NTA. Now I'm not going to be mad at a child for being disappointed about leaving a dog it's known for years. However, your sister is an absolute entitled B for thinking you should give him your dog. How dare she say that you're not welcome in her home and can't see your nephew after you opened up your home to her for years. Hopefully she will realize she is in the wrong, but if not, it may be for the better because nobody needs this type of toxicity in their life. NTA. Considering you opened up your home for your sister and nephew when they needed it most. You sister has a short memory. Her behavior is entitled and immature. Flynn is your dog. You love him too. You take care of him and they cannot just take him because they want him. Life doesn't work that way. If your nephew wants a dog so much, let his mother get him one. If you let Flynn go, his life will be miserable. NTA. It's your dog. That's all the explanation required. Of course you're NTA. It's your dog, not Jaden's. The whole kennel thing doesn't even matter, since it's your dog. Curious though, what makes your sister believe the dog is Jaden's? Edit. Deleted a word. NTA. Let's lock him a kennel so a boy too young to understand and is cautious over the whole situation can see it. It's your dog, by the way. They can get their own. Don't think they should, but they probably will. She'll come around hopefully. Your sister is likely a tad desperate for the move to work and is lashing out. NTA. You're doing the right thing for your dog. How awful of your sister to treat you like this. Especially after all you've done for her. Please hold firm. Whoa whoa whoa. NTA at all. I agree with previous commenters saying that your sister is likely stressed out about Jaden not adjusting well to the change, and thinks your dog would be a magical band-aid. Don't budge. NTA. I'm surprised she didn't try to take all of your furniture with her, seeing as by her logic that's also hers. If your sister is not usually like this, though, I would be concerned that something else is going on. Maybe things with Steve aren't all peaches and cream and this is just some weird reaction to it. Give her time to calm down and ask her out for a coffee. Seems quite an overreaction, so I'm sure at some point she'll feel daft. But you may need to offer the olive branch so her ego doesn't prevent this being resolved. NTA. You let your sister live with you for 6 years. And now because you won't give her your dog, she won't let you visit her? There's something seriously wrong with your sister. NTA at all. NTA. You are doing what is best for both the dog and your nephew. How would he feel if after a few months she sent the dog back to you because the difference in how he lives is exercised makes him act out with some negative behaviors? Also, a husky is an intelligent dog that needs lots of mental and physical enrichment. Sending the dog to that environment will be a disaster in the making. NTA. Your sister would have a good argument for taking the dog if you were neglecting the animal, or if she had paid the majority of pet expenses for the past 5 years. Her whole argument is that she and Jaden want the dog, which is bizarre and selfish. So if she wants your car, you're supposed to just hand that over too. The bigger issue is that she is willing to use her son to emotionally blackmail you into getting her way. Cutting you out of her son's life is extreme and cruel. Your nephew should be permitted to visit you frequently after such a huge change in his life. I would be very alarmed and worried if this was out of character for her. Maybe demanding the dog is a symptom of another problem. Please update.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.